Catapulting yourself into the great unknown of virtual space can be a little bit daunting even at the best of times, let alone when there are multiple bogies hell-bent on blasting you into icy oblivion. But fear not, because we're going to show you how to transform yourself from quivering greenhorn into grizzled ace.
Watch them limp away, a shattered Valkyrie.
First and foremost, when you begin a new round, you'll of course be champing at the bit to get at the enemy, but it's worth taking your time. Don't waste your boost capacitors on a race into the killing zone. Instead, have a look around, take in the spread of cover, both large and small, and save your speed for when you finally enter the fray. If you have any equipped, this is also a great time to unleash your first barrage or two of guided missiles, to start picking away at the enemy shields before you reach close quarters. In order to have the best chance of sending your opponents to meet their digital maker, it's important to first know how to keep yourself alive on the three-dimensional battlefield.
Severe internal injuries detected.
Once you hit the fray, things can become pretty frantic, so make sure you've clocked the location of the nearest cover. If you're finding it hard to shake off a particularly persistent enemy, then try heading for small gaps or tight corners. But rather than powering round and sweeping straight back into the action, hit the brakes and wait, as tight against the surface as you dare. This way, your opponent will often swoop straight past, giving you a chance to jump straight on their six, or at the very least, it'll give you time to recharge your boost, shields, and electronic countermeasures before you head back into the breach. If you've got someone really hot on your tail though, it also pays to avoid smooth turns. Instead, try random direction and speed changes, even if you think that you'll end up directly crossing their line of fire. More often than not, you'll sweep across their cockpit too quickly for them to capitalise, buying you extra time to reach cover or line them up instead.
Control point C captured.
Now you know how to keep yourself out of trouble, you can start focusing on strategies for decimating the opposition fleet.
The Schism forces are retreating.
Remember those nature documentaries where the wolves single out the weakest member of the herd and pick them off in brutal isolation? Well, now you are the leader of that wolf pack. Although it does pay to target and hunt down one enemy at a time, if you find yourself away from the core of the fighting for a moment, don't hesitate to cycle through the enemy targets and hone in on a different individual with lower defences. Far better to bag an assist or a quick kill and send another opponent packing than to engage in a protracted war of attrition with your nemesis. When you're then hunting down your chosen one, do stick with them at close quarters, and if you get them on the run, keep at them. But watch your hardpoints. Avoid wasteful continuous fire in favour of short, sharp bursts when you know they'll count. There's nothing worse than spraying and praying only to then run out of cannon juice just when the coup de grace is finally at hand. Finally, never forget that when on the offensive, your brakes are often more important than your boost. While many of your opponents will zoom around with their fingers glued to the go faster button, you can capitalise on the tighter turning circle offered by a slower craft velocity, meaning you can more easily track your target and nibble away at their defences. Put all these tips into practice and you'll find yourself topping the leaderboard with smug regularity.
We'll be talking about this battle for years to come.
To find out more about Eve Valkyrie, just head over to the website at evevalkyrie.com.